The Morning Drive with Doug Kellett on Talk Radio 850.
8:36 Morning Drive. Neil McCabe going to join us here. The Washington Mercury, a D.C.-based news site. I'm sure that Neil's got some thoughts about the Hillary Clinton. It's just convenience. That's why I broke the law, just convenience. I was thinking that, okay, you tell that to the judge. Well, Judge, I broke the law. It was more convenient for him, and he says, okay, no problem. Let's see what Neil has to say about it. Neil, good morning again. Good to have you on.
Hey, good to be with you, Doug. Hold on a second. I have an email account, and to get another email account, I had to have another 3 phones. So hold on a second.
You don't want to carry 3 of them.
Phones all the time,
I didn't know if I'm more disappointed about just the lameness of the news conference or that Bill Clinton doesn't have an email account, because I was really hoping for some really juicy stuff in there.
Yeah, of course, they made fun of Bob Dole, because he said that he didn't carry a cell phone. And, of course, forgetting that, one of his arms is paralyzed from World War II. And they made fun of McCain for not being, technology savvy. And then you have this woman standing before us explaining that she can only have one email account for each phone. I think I have 6 emails on my phone for different jobs and different things that I've done. It's crazy. But,
yeah, right. And the young people are going to now. Me, I only have one email on my phone. I must admit, I just need one. But the young people are going to laugh at that one, aren't they?
Yeah, I think what's happening is there's a group of I don't want to call them high information voters, but there are people who follow politics like it's a sport, myself included. And even among liberals, there are very politically savvy people who are judging whether or not they want Hillary to be president or not. And this is a real fail. And it makes me think that they're going to start looking for another horse, because, that performance yesterday, it may have, by 1998 standards, right? They used all of the tools that, the Clinton White House damage control team used, but, it just doesn't ring true today. I mean, just this even technique of saying, we're going to do 4 things, at times, when something comes out, the Clintons would say, we're going to do 5 things, and then a week later they'd say, we promised we did 5 things, and we did 5 things. One of the things that of the 4 things that she did, the 4th was, she said that she's asked the State Department to make her emails public. Well, first of all, as a private citizen, she has it's just like, I could ask, I have the same authority to make her emails public. And then State Department's using Freedom of Information Act request standards. Well, that's where we were before. Like, no kidding. She's done nothing to make them more public than was already the law. The whole thing was a charade. But what the political people were looking for, is how she handled it and how she looked. And frankly, it didn't look good. I mean, just the staging of the questions, Doug. Did you catch that? That first guy?
Yeah, the Turkish guy, right? The one that said, if you were a woman.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny, because if you were in his country and you were a woman, they wouldn't even let you up there as Secretary of State.
Well, the State Department reporters have been beating up the State Department spokesman like almost every day now. And it seems to me that they're a lot more on the ball than the White House press corps. And so these guys covering the UN, and plus all of the reporters who showed up for the press conference with Hillary yesterday, they're baying for blood. And then Nikki, whoever Nikki is the one picking the reporters. And it's like, here's this student from Turkey who's now going to ask us, are they picking on you because you're a woman? Yeah, well, listen, I'll let others be the judge of that. She could have said, no, I don't.
No, because actually the question, if it had been a real Turkish individual, would be like, where's your veil, Mrs. Clinton?
I was going
to
ask, where was Glozell Green?
Well, Glozell's around.
Okay.
That's going to be the next interview, no doubt.
Or Kaiser Sose.
Yeah. But you think about it for a minute. the questions were staged, no question about that. I mean, I think I heard Rush yesterday predicting this. He said they were only going to give credentials to people that were going to ask certain questions. Now, there were a couple of tough ones. John Carl got a little rant in there. I did see that one. The performance, I guess that's the way to look at it. The performance reminded us so much of the 90s that I had to play the old Webster Hubble taped conversation in prison. Remember where he said he'd roll over like a dog? Yeah, we had to play that earlier, where you tell Hillary, you make sure Hillary knows, I'll roll over again.
And the way she just kept repeating, well, looking back, I guess it would have been better. But, it's like she said it like 6 times. Of course, and then there's this whole idea that because I was sending emails to other people who followed the rules and had State Department email addresses, then it would be captured on the other end. Well, I think, Hillary, you made the point that not everybody at the State Department had an official State Department email address, since you don't, and that wasn't breaking the rules. And so what if you had 2 State Department employees talking to each other by email, and neither one of them, it was a private, so that wouldn't be part of it. And what if Hillary is emailing the CEO of General Electric, where the CEO of General Electric says, if you lean on this country for us, because they're trying to fine us for polluting their rivers, if you lean on them to back off, we'll give $1 million to the Clinton Foundation. I don't think that would be somewhere. That wouldn't be one of the official ones that was captured.
That's a private one, and private matters should stay private, I guess, huh? That's what she said.
I tell you.
Yeah.
I wish some Tiger team had, basically, it seems to me that there were people who knew about this in August, at least, and that server was just sitting in the backyard in the tool shed in Chappaqua.
No, Secret Service were protecting that server. That's what she said yesterday. It was in total protection.
Communications between my husband and I.
Oh, Dave and I love that. We think there was only 2 emails apparently Bill Clinton ever sent in his life. That's what we were told. We think one of them to Hillary was "Dear Concerned Citizen."
No. Yeah, it was like the lie isn't that he sends or doesn't send email. The lie is that these 2 communicate.
Right. And she was making out like she had intimate communications with her husband. Oh, my. All right, we'll come back. Neil McCabe's on with us. Dave thinks Glozell Green will be Hillary's next step for interview, right?
Why not?
Okay. I don't know if Hillary could handle being interviewed by a lady who eats her Fruit Loops out of a bathtub. I don't know.
She's not going to. Hillary's way too smart.
Would Glozell ask Hillary, weren't you the first wife? At one time.
That was funny.
All right, we'll be right back. Let's go to Rick. Traffic update. See what's going on out there. Rick?
All right, thanks, Doug. I'll tell you what, lots of places improving that were very, very slow a little while ago, but still some issues from the Triangle Traffic Center. One of those slow spots is 40 eastbound now in Durham. Sun's in your eyes, causing those sunshine slowdowns from Highway 751 to Fayetteville Road. 440 East still busy and a bit slow from I-40 to Jones Franklin Road. Believe this is a leftover from some earlier crashes around there. 40 West in South Raleigh also getting better. You're still going to be a little slow from Lake Willow Road to about Gorman Street. And 540 West, same kind of deal going on. Better, but still a little busy and some brake tapping from Six Forks Road through Creedmoor Road. Our next report in less than 10 minutes. I'm Rick DeFranco, Talk Radio 850, traffic on the twos.
Cold and flu season is Accent Urgent Care season. Meeting adult and pediatric urgent care needs 7 days a week in Raleigh and Cary. Accent Urgent Care. Learn more, cough less at wakemedphysicians.com.
It's that time of year again, Festival on UNC TV. So, what's it all about? Well, Festival favorite Benno and the Third returns live with his pottery from Seagrove. David Holt will show us trains around North America, and Rick Steves will share the delicious side of Europe. Great programs all made possible with your support. That's what it's all about. UNC TV's Festival 2015, now through Sunday, March 22nd, only on your statewide public television network, UNC TV.
Gaining weight was easy. Losing it's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes it
Morning, Daddy!
very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
The Triangle's hottest talk. Talk Radio 850.
Morning Drive with Doug Kellett on Talk Radio 850.
8:46. Of course, everybody didn't view the Hillary Clinton news conference as being a disaster or a problem. Yesterday, David Brock, Media Matters founder, was on the Mr. Ed program, and they seem to think it was everything went very well yesterday. Neil McCabe, in fact, he said that was the Hillary Clinton that the citizens know and love, the one they trust.
the one who seduced him.
All right, something happened there. Of course, Mr. Ed was nodding as usual. Huh?
There was a group back in the 90s called Third Generation. It was basically young conservatives would get together every other Wednesday, and we would basically just there would be a guest speaker, and then afterwards we would all drink Coors together. And David Brock was a regular at these. It was called Third Generation. First generation being Goldwater, second generation Reagan, and then the idea that Heritage was trying to sort of nurture that third generation of conservatives. And it was a really cool thing. And Brock was a regular speaker, and he was there. And I remember this guy as being so hardcore conservative.
Wasn't he with the American Spectator? Seemed like I used to interview him back in the 90s about the Clintons. Wasn't he American Spectator?
Absolutely American Spectator.
Yeah, okay, so I thought it was the same guy. Yeah, he's changed now. The
in fact,
he and Emmett Terrell. Help me out.
Our Emmett Terrell.
Yeah,
Terrell, mentored him and made him a wealthy man.
I thought he seemed familiar. I used to have him on all the time talking about the latest thing the Clintons were doing. So I guess something happened there, huh?
Well, he wrote the article that exposed how the Arkansas State Police
Troopergate.
Him.
That's
right.
it, Troopergate.
And in that article, he mentioned how a state employee named Paula was invited to spend time alone with the governor in a hotel room. And some people in Arkansas recognized that there was a girl named Paula Jones who used to work for the governor, and she was engaged at the time. And Paula Jones's fiance was flipping out because apparently in this magazine it tells how his fiance had spent time alone with the governor. So Paula Jones called her friends in Arkansas, from Arkansas, who are now at the White House, and said, could the president please call my fiance and say that nothing happened so that I can get married and go on with my life? And rather than Clinton calling the fiance and assuring the fiance that nothing happened, the Clinton damage control team went out and started attacking her. And Carville made that joke about this, Paula Jones is what happens when you drag a $50 bill through a mobile home park. And that's when she had no choice but to launch the sexual harassment suit. And, the rest is history.
This is just like going down memory lane.
Down Tobacco Road.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I'd forgotten that, so that, I thought I recognized that guy, David Brock.
The punchline, of course, is that article was a huge hit, Troopergate. And then he came out with the book that basically, it was the Clarence Thomas article that he wrote, where his accuser, what's her name, the accuser? The Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, that one.
Anita Hill.
Oh, there you go. Dave's got it.
Yeah,
Anita Hill.
She was Anita Hill was a little nutty and a little slutty, was his phrase. And then he got a huge advance to write the book called The Seduction of Hillary Clinton, which was supposed to be the be-all, end-all expose of the First Lady. And somewhere in the middle of writing that book, somebody put the touch on him or something, and he turned in a book to Regnery that basically said Hillary Clinton is a victim and she's really not that bad, and I wish you guys would get to know her better, and he's been a liberal ever since.
Well, that's
it's a very bizarre thing.
Yeah, this is interesting, and for the young people who may be listening, this is what we'll get with the Hillary Clinton presidency. Is all these old stories and all their old dealings and it's if you like it, James McDougal, Susan McDougal, those are other names that people may remember. Vince Foster, of course. We never really got to the bottom of that issue.
I think the most hilarious thing is when they had the Rose Law Firm billing records were missing. We can't find them.
Yeah, right.
And then one morning, Consuela was sweeping up, and she found them on the dining room table.
I was trying to remember. It was on top of the refrigerator. I said this earlier, but what? I couldn't remember where. Yeah, all of a sudden, they've been there for 2 years, had dust on them, didn't they?
There's a phrase that she used yesterday that just popped out at
me. Yeah,
me.
all these things came to mind, too, as I didn't get to see the news conference live. I had to watch it, later. And all these same things that you're talking about were coming to mind. It was like I said, like you said, a little trip down Tobacco Road here.
So there's a phrase that she used, abundance of caution. Abundance of caution is a phrase that an attorney uses when like, let's say it's a discovery process and the guy who's suing you asks for, all of your correspondence relating to matter X. And then you don't give him everything. But then you realize that you're going to get caught not giving him everything because there's a third party who knows what the whole collection's supposed to be. And so when you voluntarily turn in something to the judge that had been asked for but wasn't given before, but you haven't been caught yet, and you're trying to come clean. And the phrase that the lawyers use is, we're not sure if this was really asked for or not, but out of an abundance of caution, we're going to turn this into you. That's the abundance of caution is basically saying, you haven't caught us yet, and we're coming clean.
Yeah, that was. They had a lot of Clinton phrases. There was always a bureaucratic snafu. Remember, everything was here. It's everything. This administration, it's. I heard about it in the news. There, it was always. We just had a bureaucratic snafu. That's all it was. It wasn't anything.
Well, of course, the idea that we now know that Henry Youngman is not some. Henry Youngman is the alias of Eric Holder, that Chuck Hagel had 3 or 4 aliases. And so even when you have an alias that uses, say, a defense.mil or justice.gov email address, the point is when someone asks, when the subpoena says we want all of the Eric Holder emails relating to Fast and Furious, and they we turned in 120,000 emails, everything you've asked for, but you never asked for the secret emails. You never asked for the phony names that we use. It's like the EPA was caught doing this, 4 years ago?
Yeah, and we want to prosecute General Petraeus, that kind of thing. I tell you what, Neil, I got. This has been great, but I want to play this for you as we leave you here. This is Webster Hubble talking to his wife now from prison, recorded. Listen to this.
And I said there, spent Saturday with you saying I would not do that. I won't raise those allegations that might open it up to Hillary. And you know that. We talked about it.
Yes. Then I get all this back from Marcia, who's ratcheting it up and making it sound like, if Webster's head sues to come back, then any support I have at the White House is gone. I'm hearing the squeeze play.
So I need to roll over one more time.
Got to roll over one more time. All this is, like I said, this is what the 90s were all about, boys and girls. Neil, thank you, sir.
All right, be good. Take care.
All right, you too. Bye. All right, I'm way over time. Let's quickly go to Rick, get a traffic update. One more update on the show here.
All right, thanks, Doug. From the Triangle Traffic Center, we have an accident on northbound Capitol Boulevard. It's just after the 540 overpass. It's on the shoulder, not really causing a major problem, but it'll be a bit of a distraction. 440 eastbound is still kind of slow from I-40 to Jones Franklin Road at this point. 40 west and south Raleigh really hasn't cleared up yet. You're still hitting the brakes with little room for lane changing from Lake Wheeler Road to Gorman Street. And 540 west still busy and braking from Six Forks Road through Creedmoor Road. I'm Rick DeFranco, Talk Radio 850, traffic on the twos.
Lowe's Foods brings you barn burner savings. We're dropping prices like they're hot on items store-wide. Deals so hot, you might get third-degree savings. Deals like this one.
Select International Delight coffee creamers are 2 for $5. Barn burner savings at Lowe's Foods.
Now is a great time to get a new vacuum and save money during Capital Vacuum's spring cleaning sale. Get a quality vacuum that cleans better, lasts longer, and gets the job done faster. Save big on 30 top name brands, including Miele, Rycar, Maytag, Royal, Fuller, and Panasonic. You'll get fantastic savings on uprights, canisters, central vacuums, hand and broom vacs, carpet cleaners, steamers, robotic vacuums, and more. Right now, save up to $100 off MSRP on powerful Miele German-made vacuums. Broom vacs start at just $249, canisters at only $329, and uprights at just $449. Also, save up to $200 off Rycar quality-built American-made uprights, canisters, or central vacuum systems. Plus, get a free hand vac with the purchase of any Rycar upright or canister. At Capital Vacuum, they make cleaning easy so you can experience clean, comfortable living. Visit Capital Vacuum for vacuum sales, service, and supplies in Raleigh on North Market Drive and in Cary on East Chatham Street.